Welcome to day 15 of Vlogmas. Today I'm going to open my advent calendars. I'm going to show you a work in progress, show you something I've finished, talk about any plans that I know that can happen or may happen, and I might have a bash at trying to play a little tune for you on the ukulele. Right, I'm going to do that first. Right, it's something I'm practicing and I'm just going to do the first bit of it, so see if you can figure out what it is. I'm not very good at it. But I have to kind of get up here because I need to read the music and I've got to try and balance this because I haven't got my strap on. But so yeah, bear with me. Do you recognise it? It's the start of the Harry Potter theme tune. I had to learn it, didn't I? You know, I'm such a Harry Potter fan. So yeah, I have worked through the second row of the tune, but I don't. There's another 2 rows. And I can't remember how that kind of goes. So I think I need to sit and listen to the Harry Potter tune and then I'll understand the music. Sometimes you need to hear how the song goes and then, so I can remember the first bit, but yeah, this bit seems a little bit crazy when I've played it to the end, but yeah, the last bit doesn't seem to make sense to me. But like I say, it's good to know the song that you're playing properly. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So basically, I'm kind of stuck in today, waiting for deliveries, and I'm home alone. So what fun I'm going to have today, home alone, right? Waiting for deliveries. I wanted to go to Pilates this morning. It would have been my last one, I think, before Christmas. That's not unless there's any going on the week after, but I know the Pilates teacher, she wasn't planning on doing any more after this one today. So yeah, so I might not get to go. However, if I've got some willing me to do it, I'll exercise at home, but I feel quite playful today, actually. So I can't see me exercising off my own steam, really. Right. So I'll just pop my ukulele down here. Now, I was hoping to do a Christmas song with you. Now, normally, when I go to ukulele practice, leading up to Christmas, we tend to do a lot of Christmas songs. But we'd got a performance at the Cavern Club on Monday just gone, and they were hell-bent on practising all the songs for that, and there wasn't any Christmas songs. So we did a little bit of Christmas songs, not last Saturday, the Saturday before, but that was it, just that 1 week. And yeah, and what it is, I was supposed to be performing with the ukulele group and actually would have been on stage with the guitar players as well. But what it is, I didn't go because of just picking up my youngest from school. Like, he could have gone there and performed as well, but I think with his teacher, he was off with COVID and things. I think it all just got left. So my son has been learning other things, so he's probably getting more out of his lessons at school, concentrating on what the teacher wants to teach him rather than learning the music that we were supposed to be playing at the Cavern Club on Monday. So yeah, I was thinking about all my fellow band members on Monday up there in Liverpool, but yeah, it was a shame that I didn't get to go. I'm hoping that I will get to go someday. You know, if my youngest son is going, or that my children get to an age they're not so dependent on me, maybe I'll get to go and play in the Cavern Club. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? So I'll put my music away. These are my folders, look. They're fun, aren't they? And actually, I haven't got it here, but I take them around in a handmade bag. It's an owl and the sewing cat pattern, and inside I've made a pencil case that I keep my pens and pencils and rulers for when I want to like draw up some like music and things. And that's a handmade pencil case, and it's in like a musical fabric, which is nice. So anyway, what shall I do now? So I tell you what, I'll show you something I've completed. Now, you will have seen, and is the camera angle okay? Shall I bring it down a little bit? Right, yeah, you can see the desk now. Well, you've met Percy before, haven't you? Percy the poinsettia, the Lally Layla pattern, right? So here is Percy. Well, Percy has got a little friend now, and his little friend is called Chris, same name as my husband. And I've not named these. This is what the pattern designer calls them. They meet Chris, the Christmas elf. Now, these little creatures, they do look very funny. They remind me of teeth. Now, I used to be a dental nurse in my younger days, and that's what I qualified in when I left school, and I'd done it for a number of years. But then I decided to go into sports therapy, and then ended up meeting my husband, and then and having a family and things, and that's kind of what happened. But we've got two little Lally Layla creatures now. I don't know what she calls these little creatures, if she gives them a name, but what it is, she's German, so I think these creatures need a name, but there's loads of different ones. So I've got one more that I can do out of this pattern. Molly's the next one, a little girl, and she's a Christmas bauble. So I've actually I've started her. I'll get those back in a minute. Molly has got a pair of legs at the moment. That's it. Oh, if I have to run off, it's if the doorbell goes, because it might be my youngest son's Christmas present. So if my son's Christmas present comes, I might be able to nip to the shop, actually. But I have got to go out later to obviously do school pickups and things. So my husband basically did the school drop-off. I waited, because we had more than one delivery come in. I've waited for him to get back before I jumped in the shower. And then he's hung around a bit while, I was in the shower. And then we've had a coffee together while I was getting ready. And then he's gone back out now. He's gone to work. So, but he didn't have to get to work too early this morning. Oh, actually, he had to go to the dentist. So he did the school run, nip back, dentist, because he had a filling drop out, nip back. And then we've had a coffee and he's gone back out again, so he's got a busy one today, hasn't he? So I'm working on Molly, but I've got Chris and Percy, and I absolutely love them. Now, this designer, she does this in a set of 3 patterns. They're the Xmas, she calls them, volume 2, and there is a volume 1. But I think I had to make the decision when I chose which kit I wanted, and I wanted the volume 2. But I do like the volume 1. I can't remember what the other characters are, but in the volume 1. But there's definitely a Christmas tree one, so it's got a Christmas tree on the top. But yeah, I think I really wanted the poinsettia and the elf and the bauble, but maybe in the future. Oh, actually, in here, you had a choice. This kit came with a bell, and it said you can either use a bell or you could crochet the bell. Well, I've kind of done both. You're meant to crochet the bell and then stuff it with filling. I've put the bell inside it. You hear it? It doesn't go jingle jingle, but it does do a jingle. Oh, sorry, shaking them about. Should be this instead. But they're lovely. With my husband, he says, oh gosh, he says they're lovely. So I do, because obviously I do feel a bit guilty sometimes, the amount of time I'm spending in the evenings crocheting these little things and knitting little mice and things. But I do try and give him some time as well. But it's nice when he does appreciate the things that I've made. But wasn't he funny? If you watched my video yesterday, you saw my husband have a bit of a tantrum, didn't you? Basically, I've been filming on some of the days him opening his Central Perk calendar. Now, you will have seen he's having quite a lot of trouble getting in the doors because he doesn't want to rip the calendar to shreds. So he's kind of getting his nail in and doing that. Now, I will admit, on a lot of those videos, I've actually been cutting quite a bit of that out with him trying to get into his advent calendar. But yeah, I left it. I don't know if I think I cut some of it out still last night, but it's taken him a long time. But I actually left the bit in. You saw him struggling to get it out, and then he was tugging away to get this thing out because it was glued in, and it was another sticker. Now, you might have heard me say in another video, he keeps getting stickers. He had some lovely things at first. He had like a rubber, some washi tape, a pen, a couple of pencils. He's had a couple of small notepads, but he's had a sticker every single day. So I actually cannot wait to find out what he's got later, because he hasn't opened it this morning. But do not fear, because who was it that suggested? I think Karen from So Little Time suggested, why don't you do Chris a calendar, a homemade one as well. But he has got one. All three of my boys and my husband have got a homemade calendar that I've made that I fill up, and I've got a box of goodies that I run round. I'm putting them in every morning, but I hadn't done it this morning, but everybody's out, and I said, do you want your calendar things now, do you want it later? And they said, we'll have it later. So yeah, I've got that to do yet. So so basically he gets nice, they're gorgeous chocolates. Basically, I got these lovely chocolates from TK Maxx. They're about that big, rectangle, and they're wrapped in gorgeous papers, all different themed ones. And my husband actually said, I really love the artwork on these chocolates that you bought, and the chocolate's delicious. And the boys have all told me that the chocolate's delicious. I know it's delicious because I have been, delving in there every now and then for the odd chocolate. But yeah, but I have to be careful because of my cholesterol. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a bit worrying, isn't it? When it seems so unfair, because overall I eat quite healthy. And to find out you've got a condition that, when you go and have your cholesterol done, you've got high cholesterol, and you haven't done anything that bad. And the scary thing is, the last time I had my cholesterol reading done, I was on a bit of a health kick. Do you know when sometimes you're on the best you could be for you? At that time, I was at the best I could be for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I had high cholesterol, but not enough that I needed the statins. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm obviously managing it. So when I'm being a bit naughty with food, I dread to think I should have another test, really. I don't think my diet would ever be that bad, but yeah, it's a good job I am quite a healthy person, isn't it, really? Because if I wasn't, yeah, I wouldn't do too bad. I'd be either on the statins, I would probably have a heart attack, wouldn't I? That's the true scary story of it, really, isn't it? So yeah, honestly, people get your cholesterol checked because you just don't know. I wouldn't have got mine done. It's only because a relative of mine was diagnosed with this condition and basically told all the family, look, you've got to get this done. And my uncle died quite young of a heart attack, and we now suspect that he had this condition. So yeah, it's awful, isn't it? So yeah, on a more positive note, sorry. Yeah, wasn't I talking about a funeral yesterday as well? Honestly, I really try to keep my channel positive, but sometimes, yeah, the odd negative thing creeps in, doesn't it? So I can see I'm going to be getting something out the box today. It's sticking out. Actually, what I'll do, I haven't done an intro. I don't always do an intro to my videos, but I might do an intro today. So if I have, you've already seen it zooming in on number 15, because it's a snowman, my free motion snowman, and it looks like the snowman, we're walking in the air. Sorry, I won't sing to you. Right, so no, that's not. I've put the ukulele on top of the advent calendars. Bear with me. Oh, I'm getting a text. Oh wait, sorry. I've got a text, and he had to read it. Sorry, it's my husband saying there's an Amazon package coming today. Okay, right. What it is, I don't film my videos on a camcorder or anything. I film it on my phone, which it can be a little bit distracting because I can see everything coming up, the doorbell, texts, you know, WhatsApp and all sorts, right? So, yeah, it can be a little bit distracting, but it is kind of handy because if I need to respond to something quickly, I'll know, won't I? So, 15. I wonder what we're getting today. Sometimes I dread it, you know. Do you know when you do these calendars? Like, I don't mind too much because I've won this. Right. But, yeah, you do worry, don't you? Do you know if you're a bit disappointed with what's in there, you know. So, travel kit with threaded needles. Well, I think you can gather what this is. Now, I must admit, you know, if you are quite new to sewing, like you could be watching my channel because you've stumbled across me because you like knit and crochet and you might not sew. You know, I've got a mixture of people that watch my channel. Some people that just sew, some people that just crochet, some people that just knit, you know, I have a bit of a mixture. So if you're somebody that doesn't sew and you wanted to get into it, I think the hemline calendar would actually be quite a good idea to get you started, because I've had needles, I've had black thread, I've had white thread, I've had what do you call it, a thimble, I've had a white chalk pencil, I've had a seam ripper. Granted, it probably won't be very good, but you know, I've had a seam ripper. Have they given, I know I've had a tape measure in the Crafty So and So, but I don't know if I've had one in theirs. I've had one of my own as well. So this is what you get to. Now, this is something really you should keep in your handbag, because you might just have something that falls apart and you need to just fix it up. So yeah, so the only problem is, if you are a sewer, you'll probably, well, not for all sewers, I know not, if you're a bag maker sewer, basically, like I am, I never use the same bag. I'm always swapping from bag to bag and I'm thinking, what bag is my purse in? So it would be the same things. I'd probably be better keeping that in my purse, because I always know that I'm going to have my purse on me rather than choosing a handbag for it to go in. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I know I've had these kind of things before, but I think the other emergency sewing thing I've got is actually my ukulele bag. Out of all the bags, not my, you know, my instrument bag, the bag I put my music in. So out of all the bags I chose, maybe I think I'm going to have something happen at ukulele practice. But the thing is, I wear gym clothes to ukulele practice because I don't have a lot of time. Because when I go to the shop, I drop the shopping home and I go straight to yoga, so I go in gym clothes anyway, and they're stretchy, so I can't see me having some wardrobe malfunction at ukulele practice. But you know, I suppose you never know, you could help somebody else out, couldn't you? So right, Crafty So and So. Now, I must admit, because I'm home and I'm waiting for parcels and things, I'm very tempted to just sit and crochet and, you know, Molly, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make the most this time and save Molly for this. Pretend I'm out all day and then I'll do Molly this evening. So I remember it's on the top. It is exciting opening calendars, but it is nerve-wracking as well, because you know, if it was the person that's put this calendar together and they're watching your video, and then, do you know what I'm saying, it is a bit worrying. But I've been very delighted, you know, with a lot of things. Ooh, it's an embroidery kit we got today, a little project, right? So it's, the brand of the kit is called Cotton Clara. It's based, oh, it's a wooden banner embroidery kit. And what you embroider is Plant Lady. Right. Now, this is kind of good and bad, right? Plant Lady. I love a plant. I do. Right, but I think I do better with artificial plants and plants that I can make, right, than I do with real plants. I haven't done too bad with putting bulbs out and they come up every year, like perennials. And I've got like perennial shrubs we've put out in the garden. They do okay. But yeah, do you know things that you've got to like really look after? I really don't have the time to look after them really. And then, you know, you end up going on holiday and then you don't really want to ask anyone to water them. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't do all that well with plants really, unless they can look after themselves. But that will be really nice to make. I will make this, definitely, because actually this will take me into next year, because I have some plans for crocheting some plants, right? But I'm going to do them seasonally. So I'm going to do a daffodil monster. It's a tough pattern, that's a plan, probably in the spring. I think I plan to do the daisy tuft pattern, probably closer to the summer. Maybe next Christmas I'd do the tuft poinsettia. That's another option. So I will be a bit of plant or flower lady, but maybe more in the crochet ones. But do you know what? I really like that. I really do. It's very nice. I wonder if everybody got the same. Basically, it looks like a cross stitch look. That wouldn't take very long to do, would it? I wouldn't expect it to. Yeah, that's really fun. I quite like that because, you know, advent calendars. Sorry, I keep scratching on film. I love this jumper. It is like a knitted. It's obviously would have been done on a machine. It's H&M Kids, and I really like it. Because it's really like kind of like oversized and comfortable. And you know what, because it's so loose on the armpits, I don't have to wash it all that often because I don't tend to sweat in it. And I quite like the length. I kind of like that length of jumper. I like a jumper with a band, and I like it like sort of sitting on below my pelvic bone and above my hip bone. So my hip bones are here and my pelvic bones are here, and it kind of sits in between. So yeah, because it can be a bit confusing when you're measuring for dressmaking. Generally you'll measure for your hip measurement, your hip bone. So my hip bones are here, but if you've got, say if you're doing a top, always I'd measure there. But, or the widest part, they say. So if you may be doing trousers and you're wider, so what it's worth doing is, you might think, well, I'm wider there, but you might not be. Measure your actual hip bones, measurement round there, the circumference, and then just measure a few other places. And then if there's one that's bigger, then go with the bigger one, because obviously if you're making trousers, you're going to need to get over that widest part, haven't you? So bear that in mind. Or go for a style that's pleated, if that's your thing, on the hips, right? So I'm itching to do a bit of dressmaking. Do you know that jumper, that undie sweater that I've worn in my videos, the navy one with the pinstripe, that I say I like it that much I kind of save it when I'm with my husband? I'd really like to make another one of those, and I remember buying some silver jersey, and I'm thinking that would be really nice to wear on Christmas Day. So what I might do is I might have a little look around and see if I can find where I've put that fabric, because I got it ages ago, and see if I can find my undie sweater pattern. And if I can find both of those things and I've got suitable thread, maybe I'll make that this side of Christmas and wear it Christmas Day. What do you think? That'd be a bit exciting. I'm sure the dressmakers that follow me will be happy. And thank you so much. I've had a couple of people tell me about where I could get some jingle bells. Now, I managed to get 2 packets of bells, that jingle from Hobbycraft yesterday. I'm really sorry. I just didn't think to do any footage in Hobbycraft. But in all honesty, I did have my husband with me, and I kind of knew where the bells were. I knew where they were because I spotted them when I'd already ordered some online, And I kind of thought, well, I could see they're there, but I've ordered some online, but they didn't jingle, did they? So I knew exactly where to go. I basically got the bells and left, you know. I try to not hang about when I've got my husband there, you know. So that was another £4 I think I've spent. Oh no, how much did I spend? So basically I've got a £20 gift card and I've got £4 left. Yes, it's been quite nice. The 2 times I've been into Hobbycraft, Isabel, I haven't had to use my own money. I've been able to use my gift card, but it was quite comical because I forgot that my hobby craft gift card was a digital one when I went in yesterday, and I was looking for a gift card on my purse. I was like, I can't find it, and I said to her, what colour is it? And then I remembered I'd got it as a photo on my phone. I said, oh sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot, aren't I? So yes, my tree, my fabric tree, which I'm so over the moon with this fabric tree. But I'm not done with it. As I said, there's going to be some pot decoration in the future. It might not be this year, I will admit that. And it's going to get some jingle bells, which I'm really happy about. So what's next? My calendar. So we know, because there's this in there, if you've watched my previous days, it means I've got to go in the Emma Bridgewater box, which I'm really delighted with, this box. I'm trying to guess what it is. Now, I haven't wrapped this. Oh, this is a tip. Actually, this has reminded me. Now, quite a few people are interested in doing their own advent calendar next year. Now, what I found is when I was making my calendar, what I would do is I would go on a website, like a quirky website, and I would have a look at all their items and try and order a number of things from one seller, because it just cut down the postage. Because you have to remember, say if you ordered 24 things for your own calendar over the year, you're going to be paying 24 postages as well. Okay, you're probably not going to miss it all that much because you're doing it throughout the year. But I found I would try and get 3 things from one website. I didn't do that all the time. If there was one item I really wanted, I would just get the one. But yeah, I was trying to get more than one item. So when I bought off Tilly and the Moose, I bought 2 items, didn't I, with that. This is Under the Olive Tree Knitting. I recognise the paper. I ordered 3 items from them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's good to order a few things so your overall spend for your own calendar is going to be less, right? So I think this is going to be the last thing from Olive Tree Knits. I've got a sneaky suspicion it's something wooden, but I can't quite remember what it is. I've already had enamel stitch markers in a tin, and I've had the Kitten Stitch wooden sock that I've put on my bag on the zip pull, and I think this is wooden, but I can't remember what it is. So let's open it. Oh, this is nice. Now I will admit, this isn't the only one of these that I own, right? I own a couple of them, but they're plastic, right? But look, it's something that you measure your knitting needles with. It tells you what they are in millimetres. And why I've got another one of these, one, that I liked it. I liked that it's wooden. I liked the engraved ball of yarn, and I liked that it had a clip on it. So I'm going to clip that on my my little, bag that I zip a few bits in, where I've got a few knitting odds and sods in there. So that's what sold it to me, the clip really, and just the whole thing. So yeah, I'm really happy to have that. So that's going to be going upstairs with my knitting and things. So I could actually clip that onto my knitting, do you know that knitting bag I showed you with all the needles in? I could clip it onto there. That's a possibility. Actually, I've been thinking about that knitting bag that I made, that a few of you were interested in it, and I told you what book that I got the pattern from, and it's old, and I know a couple of you have managed to get the book second hand, which is fabulous. I used to put all my needles in like size order, but over time they've kind of got a bit messed up with me getting needles in and out. I'm thinking of making little tags, even if they're stamped numbers or something, or just do it in my calligraphy pen or something. Making little tags using a punch, maybe something smaller, maybe, I don't know. Like that's a punch that I use for doing that, and stamps on there, and basically dangling it off like one of the needles, so I know on each one they're a little bit easier to find when I want that size knitting needle. So that's something I'm going to do. I'm really sorry, my nails are really awful. I've washed my hair a couple of times since I last painted them, and the nail varnish on me doesn't stay very long. So oh gosh, my little son has just messaged me actually on WhatsApp, and I'm not quite sure what it was saying. It didn't look all that good. Hang on, bear with me. I'm going to go and I'm going to come back to you. I just want to see he's okay. All right. Right, sorry about that. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Yeah, my middle son, he's at college. Obviously, they're winding down the colleges a bit at Christmas. Can you hear the birds outside? They're loving the new bird feeders and things. Basically he's got like Asperger's, and what it is, because they've not given them anything to do. He said, we're literally not doing anything, and he really struggles to cope in a school setting when they've not been given a task to do. Do you know, when they've got free time? I know this from obviously when he was all the meetings we had in primary school and things, and so don't worry, look, someone will come to get you. Obviously normally I'm up there like a shot if he needs me or anything, but I haven't had to do that actually. I've just picked him up the normal time, but I'm try and be available. But my husband said, you've got to stay in, we've got deliveries coming. So my husband is over somewhere called Smethwick. He said it would take him about half an hour to get to our son, but that's when lunch ends. So I think once he gets back up in the building, he'll struggle to get back out again, and they're just sitting there doing nothing by the sounds of it. So I've said, look, don't worry, Dad's coming to get you. Just at the end of lunch, wait outside for him, he's coming to get you. So yeah, so I did offer to bring if the deliveries had come, to bring his book up, but I said, he said, couldn't you, isn't he just come and get me? So yeah, so I've just thought I'm going to message the special needs coordinator and let her know that we've collected him, just so they don't worry, think, oh, where on earth is he this afternoon? He was here this morning, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I've knocked over Percy, haven't I? I've obviously moved the camera, haven't I, since I've come back. So anyway, I'm going to leave you here now. It's nearly 12:10, so I should go and have some lunch. I did buy 2 crusty rolls yesterday. I love these rolls that have got all sunflower seeds and some other seed on them, and they're baked like it, and the Co-op sell them, and I love them. I love them dipped in soup. So I bought a fresh soup yesterday. You might have saw a snippet of it. I've just really fancied that for dinner, and I've still got some left, so I knew I'd have some left, so I bought 2 crusty buns, but you normally have to eat them on the day, so I'm probably going to be having great difficulty with a bread knife now, trying to get into this crusty roll I bought yesterday. But I think I've done it before. I think I had a lot of trouble. Bought it and I ate it the day after, and it was a bit of a rigmarole getting into it, but the bread was fine inside. When you're dipping it in soup, it soon softens up, doesn't it? So anyway, I'm going to go and have lunch now, and I was going to talk about my plans. Well, as you know, I'm stuck in the house. I've left my jingle bells in the car. I'm going to go out and get those. I think I'm going to have a tidy, as well as all the other stuff in the house, I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up over there in my craft room. or I might not. I might think I've got nowhere for this stuff to go. So who knows? So yeah, I'll just play it by ear. I'll be back later and I'll tell you what I ended up doing in the end. So thank you so much for joining me so far, and I'll see you later. Bye. Right, welcome back. It's been a funny old day, I must admit. My eldest son has had a parking fine. Bearing in mind he's not long past his test, and it was literally just for parking at work. So I don't know if he's going to get out of it or not. My husband picked up our middle son. He's brought him back. My husband's gone back out again. I'm going to have to go soon, but we're still expecting the delivery that hasn't came, and we've had some really bad news. The Christmas present we've ordered for our youngest son, his like big main present, it's basically they haven't got it. Right, so we've been ringing round loads of music shops, and they haven't got it. So one of them, it said it was in stock. A few have said they're in stock, but when you phone them, they haven't got it. This one company, they said they've got it, but it's in the warehouse. They're going to try and get it over to the warehouse today. I think my husband's left a deposit. So fingers crossed that they've definitely got it. So it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Please, you know, you probably think, why have you left it so late? But our youngest son, we really struggle with Christmases and things because he doesn't usually ask for anything. And he, like he said, oh, there might be a game or one, but he still hasn't asked for anything. He just sees what he gets kind of thing. So yeah, this is what we've decided to buy him, and we know what he'd like because we took him to a music shop and we got him to try, you know, got the feelers out, so we knew what he liked. Anyway, some great news. I've been tidying up a bit of a shelf in there so it looks a little bit better, and I came across the Undy sweater by Deer and Doe and the fabric. This is fabric I ordered ages ago from Minerva, and it actually didn't turn up. I had to chase it up, but it's glittery. I don't know how well that shows up in here. That's the reverse side of it, and you can see the glitter. I actually think I prefer the reverse side, but I think it'd be too itchy to wear on my skin unless I put some kind of lining. So yeah, I'm going to look at doing that. Have I been looking at the right part of the camera when I've been chatting with you? Hopefully I have, I don't know. I've probably been looking in all kinds of places. Anyway, sorry if I've not been looking at you, I've been looking somewhere else. I feel a bit thrown out. I'm sitting actually on the floor because I had to sit on the floor to be in view. Right, so I've grabbed those and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have another bash before I've got to go have another bash at playing Harry Potter. Right, so here we go. The trouble is the light shines on the music, so I can't read it because it's all shining on the plastic. Right, that's 2 lines of the song. There's the other 2 lines, but I'm going to listen to the music before I do those. So yeah, it's going to take a bit of practice, but you're better off to memorise it, really. It's difficult when you're trying to keep checking the music and things, but yeah, it's a different way of playing the ukulele. There's other ways you can play it. You can basically hold chords and you can strum, and you do strumming patterns and things, and then you change your chord, you know. So, but this is a different way of playing. So yeah, so I'm just practicing it. It's difficult, isn't it, sometimes playing a bit of music. Well, it is for me anyway. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me so far, and hopefully I'll see you later. Welcome back to the final part of my video. It is now nearly 6:15, and I just thought I'm going to clock off for the evening. You're probably going to see a little bit of footage at the end because my husband hasn't opened his Central Perk. I keep going to call it Friends because obviously Central Perk is a part of Friends, but he hasn't opened it yet. He's just down in the garden room doing something or other, but he's coming back up in a moment. So I'll film that and I'll put that at the end of my video. But I just wanted to come and say bye to you and say, you know, we're back tomorrow and I'm working on Molly. So I've took the other two upstairs actually because I just wanted to make sure their eyes were looking similar. So this is how Molly's looking so far. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a little bit more of that done when I come back in the morning to show you. And yeah, I'm feeling quite psyched actually about doing some dressmaking again. That's quite an exciting thought. So I've just put the fabric there. I'm sure I normally pre-wash all my fabrics, so I'm guessing that I've pre-washed that already. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for putting up with my ukulele playing, as bad as it is, but you know, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you, when you're learning a song. So and I'll be back tomorrow, so see you tomorrow. Bye.